The next thing we're going to talk about is connecting someone's goals and dreams and potentially their discomfort to solutions. And so you think about, how do we do that? Well, this is a training that you're watching, which is part of the close. But actually, this really starts during the financial lifestyle strategy when you're talking to someone about their goals and their dreams. And if you've been through this process a few times, you know that people say they want to travel. They want to travel the world, and they want to have a house, and they want to have an RV and a boat and all the things they want to have. And so that's awesome that you're going through this process with people. But then the next step of that is going to be helping them make the mental transition that there is a connection between the goals and dreams that I have and the money that I'm saving and or not saving. And so you want to help people make that connection. And here's the good news. If you're able to help people make this connection, just think about this. Think about if, I'm going to give you an example of this. So if you were to say, gosh, Brandon, I want to travel the world. I want to go to Italy and I want to go to Germany and maybe even see where my ancestors came from. Those are very powerful goals. If you say, I want to have a house, I want to be able to retire my parents and have a place for my grandbabies to come. Those are core memory, powerful goals that someone has. But then if you connect them to saving, and they very clearly see that if I don't save and invest, well, then these goals and dreams over here probably not going to come true. Just think about this on our side of the desk. Do you think I have to really convince someone to save? Do you think I have to really just twist their arm or bend their ear to get them to save? No, it becomes so painfully obvious that, oh my gosh, I have these dreams. I'm not on track. So by saving and investing and utilizing these products, now I can be on track to where these goals and dreams aren't just goals and dreams. They're a plan for reality. And so the ability to connect those is so powerful in our whole process of one-on-one FLS and close. So if you've done that right, then in the close, now you have the ability to talk through that again, which you could refer back to your FLS and say, Mr. and Mrs. Client, you mentioned traveling to Italy, how important that was. And so you have the ability to kind of bring that back up and bring those emotions back up, which brings me to the concept called getting to the heart. Now, in the getting to the heart concept, I want you to visualize it, and we'll put an overlay over the screen here, but I'm going to talk through it. So what you need to visualize in the center is a heart, okay? And so what's going to pop up on the screen, I'll talk through this and you'll see the graphic, but so you have a heart in the center with a couple of circles around the outside, 3 rings, like the rings of Saturn, okay? And so when you talk about getting to the heart, the questions that you're going to be asking people are going to be surface level things, which is the most outside ring, like, what would you like to do in retirement? Well, I'd like to travel. Great, that's a dot on the farthest outside ring, and that's a pretty surface level thing. There's not much emotion there. It's very simple, right? And then the next question being, okay, well, tell me more about that. Where would you like to go? Specificity. I'm digging for specificity. Okay, I definitely want to go to Italy. And also, I was adopted, and so, my family's from the Czech Republic, and, I never met any of my family. And so I'd really like to go because I have some family still in the Czech Republic, and I just, I'd like to meet them. Great. Tell me more about that. Why is that so important to you that you go meet your family in the Czech Republic? Now we're getting a little deeper here. Okay, so why is it so important that you meet your family in the Czech Republic? Well, I was adopted, and I've never really felt like I knew my place. I've never really felt that sense of family. I've always been envious of my friends that really had their family and grandparents, and I just didn't know that. Oh, wow. Thank you for sharing that with me. Let me ask you one more question. If you were able to go to the Czech Republic and you were able to meet your family and connect with them, can you describe for me how that would feel? How would that feel if you could do that, right? And now you're going to get the real answer, right? You're going to get the emotional reason behind what started as a very surface level. I'd like to travel to the Czech Republic. And so by getting to the heart, slowly working our way in a series of very simple methodical questions, what would you like to do? Tell me more about it. Tell me why that's important to you, and tell me how you would feel if you were able to get that done. Now, what I've just taught you how to do is to really get to the heart of the matter. And now it's going to be that much more powerful when you connect someone's goal, dream, their deep desire in their heart for what they really want to do, to saving. Because then later in the close, when someone says, I don't know. I don't know if I want to save. Maybe I could save 500, but I'll probably just do 100. Now that gives you the ability, because you've built a rapport, you have the ability to then say, Mrs. Client, one thing you did mention to me is that you'd like to go to the Czech Republic and you'd like to meet your family, and you told me how that would feel. And, on $100 a month, that's a great start. But what we know is at 100 a month, the reality is we're probably not going to have enough. You're not going to be able to get there. And, I want to help you accomplish these goals. So to be very open and honest with you, you're probably going to need to try to do at least maybe $300, $400, $500 a month if we want to make, that dream happen, potentially sooner or maybe ever. And so again, now we're connecting that deep-seated dream with saving. And again, that last part I said is pretty rare. You don't usually have to do that. Most of the time people make the connection already, and right away they're like, yeah, you're right. I need to save more money. And so that is an important concept, being able to connect someone's dream or maybe discomfort. Maybe it's get out of a bad job. Maybe it's take care of mom. Maybe it's some type of discomfort situation. In the same way, hey, tell me how it would feel if you didn't have to do this. Tell me how it would feel if you didn't have that job. Tell me how it would feel if you got to retire early. Tell me why that's important to you. Tell me what you would do with your time. Those kinds of questions are going to get the juices flowing. And then later in the close, when you're saying, hey, well, here's what I would do if I were you, and it's going to help you accomplish this goal, it's much more powerful than just saying, well, by saving, you're going to get to travel, because that's a surface level thing. So with this concept, it's powerful. You have to be careful how you use it. You can get people pretty emotional, but it is an incredible way to really get to know the other person on the other side of the table, and also really help them make a strong connection between saving and what they really want to do in life, which whatever that may be, you want to help them get there. And that's what we're trying to do. At the end of the day, we're teaching people how money works, but we're also helping people's dreams go from a dream to an actual goal with a plan and reality. And if you can do that for people, they will be very, very loyal to you. They will be longtime clients, and they will recommend you to tons of people because you've done something very powerful for them. Use that as you may, and we're excited for you to take these things that you're learning and incorporate them throughout your different processes, whether it be the FLS or the close or both.